We're living in a fascinating time politically, and I'm finding myself more interested than I've been in politics in many years. I actually started to get interested in politics last year. I'd say I've been relatively uninterested the past several years, although the past couple years has been, well, more interesting with what's happening in Russia, Ukraine, and Israel, Palestine. So it's not that I've been disinterested, but something sparked in me just on a personal level. I don't want to get involved in politics, but I want to be knowledgeable about it. I used to read a lot more than I do now, or than I did, say, up to a couple years ago. I used to read The Economist regularly, Wall Street Journal, and when I moved to California, I stopped. There were just other things that were more pressing. On a personal level, with my volunteering time, I belong to a real estate organization in the Bay Area that has a government affairs committee, and I plan to become more involved with that. I'm just realizing what a large part politics plays in our lives. And for most of my life, politics was something other people did. And I kind of viewed it as something I didn't want to be involved in. Like, I'll be over here doing my business thing, my personal thing. Somebody else can handle the politics. Maybe it's a factor of age, but I'm now at a place where I'm thinking, I don't want to be a politician, but I want to know politicians. I want to be involved with politicians. I want to know what politicians are thinking, because politicians control our lives. They play a huge role in our lives, and rather than have politics be something that happens over there that I hear about secondhand and then have to live with the consequences of, I would at least like to be plugged in so that I know what's happening. I know what's coming. I don't know how much effect I can have, but I can have more effect if I'm talking to people than if I'm not talking to people. And politics is where power comes from. Those people have power. And they may be smart, they may not be smart. I mean, I think a lot of them are not smarter than you and I. They just have a particular interest in politics, or maybe in power, and so they pursued those ends. So I want to know what's happening over there, and I want over there to be part of my life, and not over there anymore. I want to broaden my life to include that aspect of it. So that I can have more knowledge, I can be more prepared, I can have more influence, I can prepare others around me. It's just really, it's interesting how have hidden from this huge aspect of our lives. And it seems like a lot of people do that. It's like politicians handle politics and everybody else kind of stays away from it. I don't think that's how it should be. We should be involved. We should understand the issues. We should be in touch with our politicians because they answer to us, but if we don't demand that they answer to us, then they don't have to answer to us. They can just do whatever they want. That's probably one of the things that's wrong in this country. I don't know if it used to be different, but I feel like we live in a time when we read and hear a lot about politicians. We don't interact with them that much. And so it seems very far off and inaccessible. And it doesn't have to be that way. And if you can make efforts and inroads slowly, it builds over time, and you can be a part of that world so that you understand what's happening.